Good morning! I'm Angelo Castro III.
I'm Angela and we are the Castros.
Oy, happy Monday! Oh, sa lahat ng mga viewers natin, another week!
Of course, June 24, ang bilis talaga ng panahon. No? Malapit ng sumilip. Sumisilip na actually yung ulo ni Jose Marichan.
Kala ko kaninong ulo sumisilip.
Nakikita ko na yung mga memes sa social media eh. Maghanda na daw tayo para sa Pasko.
Kakamustahin ko sana kamusta ng weekend mo, pero magkasama pala.
Magkasama ba tayo? Anong ginawa mo ng weekend?
Tulog.
Ganun ba? Hindi.
Pero just because nag-weekend, hindi ibig sabihin na walang balita. Ang dami pa rin.
Kaya, Friday pa lang, alam mo na, this will set the news for the whole week.
Ayan, so let's get right to it because we're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch.
Starting our list with some recent events over the weekend. Almost 7,000 runners participated in a fun run led by the girl group Bini in Manila. Their fans who calls themselves Blooms, joined the Bini-themed fun run in Quirino Grandstand. The so-called nation's girl group behind the hit songs Salamin Salamin and Pantropico thanked their supporters for their successful Bini run. Prior to this, the group was set to perform at the Love Laban to Everyone Pride March in Quezon City on Saturday night. However, the event was cut short due to heavy rains. Over 200,000 people attended the Pride March at the Quezon City Memorial Circle. LGBT groups and allies gathered together to celebrate Pride Month and called for the passage of the SOGI bill.
Yun, ang dami mga pangyayari nung
yung
weekend.
Pride
March.
Ito was cut short dahil di ba umulan.
Yes.
So yung gamit nila nabasa. So ang delikado kasi niyan pag tinuloy mo pa yung concert, baka possible na mag-ground yung performers.
I think it's a good call to cancel na lang.
Most concerts naman in the open pag umuulan, they take a look at the equipment. Kasi bakal yan may mga grounding yan, may kuryente yan So delikado yan
Kaya yung iba, I think yung mga nabasa ko din sa mga reports at napanood ko sa mga news, ay they waited pa. Some of the fans or some of the attendees waited pa just in case daw biglang tumigil yung ulan at ang tawag dito, baka pwede pang i-resume yung concert. But then again, yun nga, syempre, ang sinasabi din ng Pride organizers, mas importante syempre yung safety ng lahat ng mga participants more than anything else. But overall, sabi nga ng QC government and yung Pride organization na gumawa nito ay successful yung kanilang naging event because it was attended by over 200,000 participants. And not all, kasama pa, alam mo, natuwa sila kasi kasama pa yung mga families. Kumbaga, queer families ang tawag nila dun, supported by
their families. It was nice because parang it's very festive. Yun lang umamin din yung mga QC government na nagkaroon sila ng problem in mismanaging yung traffic. Kasi hindi nila akalain gano'ng kadami ang pupunta. So, nagkaroon ng bottleneck sa Quezon Memorial Circle for a while.
Kasi this is the biggest daw in Asia.
So, dapat kasi...
And twice their target, which is 150 something.
Pero sana kasi daw, in-expect ng QC government sana yung ganong kadaming tao.
Yung crowd control.
So there could have been provisions to make it easier. And kung umulan, they were not even prepared daw for yung rain. So, yung mga provisions niya. Pero ang cute kasi nung umulan, naglabasan ng mga pride umbrella.
Yung mga umbrella, daanan natin yan
Sabi ko sa kay Mio, look mga rainbow umbrellas.
So, yun ang importante naman is because talaga nagsama-sama sila and yung goal nila to support nga yung SOGI bill ay nagawa naman nila during the march. Pero yun nga, yung iba kasi na-dismaya dahil syempre gusto nila makita yung mga favorite nila, mga artists at supposedly magpe-perform doon sa parade, sa concert.
On the other side of the fence, ang dami rin na-dismaya ng mga motorists.
Dahil, syempre tayo dito sa One News, all sides, all the time tayo. On the other side of the fence, maraming mga stuck sa traffic.
It's not against the Pride March. It's against traffic. I just think, in general kasi, a lot of Filipinos are just so sick and tired of traffic. Being part of our lives. Nag-ulan-ulan pa.
Siguro nga, gano'n na lang. Lesson learned na rin ito sa lahat ng mga mag-organize ng events na starting ngayon talaga until matapos ang monsoon season natin, talaga, every day it's going to rain. And yung mga paplanuhin nilang events should be design para dun sa mga eventualities.
Actually, sa ibang province sa Philippines, I think it's in Cebu, pag mag-organize ka ng event, you have to say ano yung traffic management plan mo, ano yung backup plan mo kung umulan, ano backup plan mo kung magka-calamity. You have to sa business
Mga
plan proposal mo, bago ka
plans.
bigyan ng permit ng mga mayor, may contingency ka, di ba? How will you address traffic? How will you address parking? All of these things. Anyway, madami pa tayong pag-uusapan. So,
Yes.
let's move on to the next.
Now moving over to our ninth spot, the number of deaths during this year's Hajj pilgrimage climbs to over 1,300. Saudi Arabia's health minister says the deaths were caused by extreme heat. A 37-year-old Filipina based in Riyadh was among the people who died. She was immediately buried in June 19 in accordance with Muslim customs. The Foreign Affairs Department has sent a team to assist over 5,000 Filipino Muslims in the pilgrimage. Marami talaga yung na-affect na pero kasi this is once in a lifetime, kumbaga, hindi once in a lifetime, a yearly event.
1,300 deaths.
Yes.
Wow. Kasi sa bagay, that's million kasi yung nandyan eh. Tsaka yung heat talaga, yung temperature at that time.
Sobra.
Sobra.
Yun talaga yung mostly na naging cause nung pagkamatay ng mga participants dyan. So Hajj is one of the largest mass gatherings in the world, diba? Once in a lifetime duty for able-bodied Muslims who can, or bodied Muslims who can afford it. So this is going to end on Wednesday pa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's continue with our countdown.
President Bongbong Marcos here, coming at our top 8. President Bongbong Marcos led the send-off rites for the Philippine delegation to the Paris Olympics. The chief executive graced the event at the Marble Hall of the Ayuntamiento de Manila in Intramuros on Friday. In his speech, Marcos says athletes embody the, quote, quintessence of Filipino spirit. So far, 15 Filipino athletes have qualified for the Paris Olympics, led by flag bearers Nesty Patesio and Carlo Paalam.
Actually, during the speech daw of President Bongbong Marcos, ay kumbaga pinarangalan niya yung mga athletes nga.
Yes.
Of course, yung pinakauna, which I was reading it kanina, si David Nepomuceno. Siya yung unang-unang athlete natin sa Paris Olympic, no, na representative natin around 19, if I'm not mistaken, 20-something, no? 1924, to be exact.
First
no?
athlete ever.
Track and field. And of course, syempre, hindi mawawala sa speech niya si Heidelin Diaz, which gave us the first ever, diba, gold medal sa Pilipinas. So, isa yun sa mga sinabi ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos during the send-off na event dyan sa Manila. And he was joined by of course, the delegates. Supposedly 15, pero yung 6 yata is already training from sa ibang bansa. So 9 lang yung nakasama niya dyan at that time. So yun.
But of course, yung buong Pilipinas is still anticipating itong window qualifiers ng Gilas Pilipinas. Siyempre, we're hoping against hope, di ba? I mean, makakalaban natin, I think, is Latvia, if I'm not mistaken, no? And Latvia has the superstar player na si Kristaps Porzingis who played with the Boston Celtics itong huling championship. So sila ang makakalaban natin. And we need to win several windows to get to the Paris Olympics para makapasok ang Gilas Pilipinas sa Olympics. Siyempre, I mean, one of the most popular sports din, basketball. Of course, si Nesty, we're expecting a lot from Nesty. Kasi maganda ang performance ni Nesty sa mga nakaraan tournaments eh. Mukhang kaya naman niya yung just yung sa points ang lagi nagkakatalo.
Ang isa din inaabangan dyan yung natin, kalimutan ko yung pangalan, hindi ko nalagay dito sa notes ko, yung first ever na female natin rower na sasali dyan sa Paris Olympics. So, isa rin yan sa inaabangan.
Oh, let's not forget also yung mga nakaraan athletes long time ago, like si Lydia Vega. Lydia de Vega. Lydia de Vega ba? Or Vega? Tama, mali ako. Anyway, Asia Sprint Queen. Madami siyang records na binasag. Although hindi siya napalad magkaroon ng medal, but dumikit po siya sa mga world records. So, wag natin kalimutan yan. And then we also have what's his name? Si Onyok.
Onyok Velasco, oo.
Onyok Velasco. Oo.
Yun,
Brunch ba si Onyok?
Yung sinasabi ko si Giovanni Gacko. Siya yung first Filipina rower na isisend
Ever
natin
sa Olympics.
Talagang inaabangan natin.
Si
And of
Carlo
course, sabi nga ni
Paalam.
PBBM, lahat daw ng budget na kailangan to support the team ay gawin na, ibigay na para sa kanila. Kasi, di ba, yung nga pinag-uusapan natin last week yun ang nagiging problema natin. Even before pa, di ba, nirereklamo ng mga athletes natin na kulang daw sa suporta ng gobyerno. But at least, now, I think, nakikita naman din natin based on news, di ba? Even the last Olympics, nakita naman natin yung todo support din naman yung gobyerno para sa mga athletes natin. Kulang pa, but I think we're going there na. Alright, coming up, the Jollibee Group investigates the alleged leakage of their customers' data on the internet.
And President Bongbong Marcos reiterated that we will not back down against China. But how are we going to fight back?
Marami tayong pag-uusapan tungkol dyan. But we are just getting started, mga kapatid. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning! You're still watching Brunch here on One News.
Oy, good morning sa lahat ng mga viewers natin.
Yes.
Sa Pokemon Go, Alex Fuentes, thank you again sa mga stickers. Gary Field, and all
Si Gary Ko dito sa
Gary
YouTube.
Ko. And lahat ng viewers also natin na wala sa social media accounts but are watching us on Signal TV. Good morning po sa inyong lahat. Nako, just because Monday, hindi ibig sabihin ng galing sa weekend, walang news, ang daming balita.
Yes,
hacking news.
Na pag-usapan natin. Hulaan muna nila, ano ba yung magiging number 1 natin today? Diba? Sumali din kayo sa discussion natin. But for the meantime, let's move forward. Going straight to our 7th spot, agriculture groups are set to file a petition for a temporary restraining order or TRO against rice tariff cut. According to SINAG, the government failed to adhere to legal processes as there were no consultations. Earlier this month, NEDA announced the reduction of rice tariffs to 15% from 35% to lower down prices. But groups insist that this will negatively impact local producers and will only benefit exporters.
Yung presyo ng bigas, presyo ng manok, presyo ng pork, lalong tumaas. Dahil kino-concentrate nila dun sa importation.
Oo, kasi they're trying, as we were talking about this last whole week, they're trying to lower down the prices by stimulating flooding the market with imported rice na medyo mas mura. Ang problema nito, yung mga farmers natin will be forced to lower their prices kahit palugi na sila.
Yes.
Oo, ang ini-explain naman ng government, magkakaroon naman kayo ng subsidy. But yung subsidy naman hindi lagi nakukuha, hindi kaagad nakukuha yan. Ang importante sa farmer, the moment na ibitawan nila yung supply nila, hindi sila lugi because kailangan pa ikutin nila yung pera Cycle yan
Exactly.
So, when they sell it and then yung price, kalaban mo imported rice na mas mura, walang choice ang farmers kundi babaan, lugi na sila. Sino ba nagbe-benefit? The farmers don't benefit, but yung mga middlemen, they benefit.
Yes.
Kasi yung middlemen ang malaki ang patong. Kasi sila ang hindi na-apektuhan sa price yung sa middleman. May fixed fee sila
And ever since, I can remember, diba, sinabi yan sa campaign ni PBBM na
Food prices, food security.
Food prices, food security, and local production.
Local production.
The government daw will boost local production. But by doing this, I don't think they're going to boost local production because of the things that you have explained kanina nga. And dito, I was checking it also, yung sa pag-file nila ng TRO is also pag-file din nila ng graft charges, itong SINAG, before the Office of the Ombudsman against National Economic Development Authority or NEDA, Secretary Arsenio Balisacan and other officials of the Tariff Commission. Because sabi nga
for
nila,
approving this project.
there were no consultations kasama mga stakeholders, dapat bigla na lang ganito. And the EO, di ba I was asking yung kailan ba ito ipapatupad? The EO will be implemented pala by July 6. So they're trying to put a stop on this before July 6. Tingnan natin kung ano ang magiging tugon ng korte dito.
Pero historically, ano ba ang tugon ng isang court against an executive order of the president? Kasi meron din balance of power. Usually, EOs take effect. Pwede naman against Congress o yung mga laws. Pero I don't know about EOs.
Yun ang aabangan natin, di ba?
Anyway, let's see what the Supreme Court has to say with this matter. Pero we understand din naman yung point ng Sinag farmers
and other
farmers because how will you compete with imported rice na napaka-lower ng products? And we understand, hindi naman sila pwede magpalugi. Tayo naman, mga consumers, of course, bibili tayo sa mas mura.
Siyempre, yun ang tatakalikin natin.
As much as everyone wants to support the farmers by buying locally made, sometimes may mga ibang tao may budget So, kailangan bibili sa mas mura. So, sana pag-aralan mabuti ulit to. What is the best way to stimulate rice prices to go down without having to massively import by cutting rice tariffs, di ba?
Oo. Isipin mo, sabi dito ni Sinag Chairman Rosendo, so at least 500,000 farmers would be displaced amid nga the flooding of imported rice in the country. Kung kasi ngayon pa lang mataas na yung porsyento ng ano natin ng importation Tapos ngayon pa kung ibababa mo yung tariff cut from 35 to 15%. Ang masama pa dyan or ang tinitignan mo na parang bakit hanggang 2028? Although the EO says they will review every 4 months. Pero syempre sinasabi ng mga Sinag and other farmers that are concerned ay bakit hanggang 2028? Are you saying na ito na, tinatanggap mo na this is going to be the situation of the
Yes.
Philippines. 'Di ba pagdating sa rice situation natin.
I remember sa term ni PRRD, he was talking about ways to lower prices of goods and commodities. Maganda yung idea kasi niya. And he also took some from then presidential candidate Maro Rojas. Sabi niya, maganda yan. Kukunin ko rin yan.
Yeah.
It's by utilizing, without so much as putting a strain on government resources, but utilizing, for example, idle military trucks. In other words, may mga military trucks sa kampo na hindi lahat ginagamit, na hindi nasa start siya. So why not utilize these trucks na i-provide ng as transport for farmers para ma-eliminate yung transportation cost, ipapadala sa military trucks towards sa mga palengke natin. So that way, although may middleman cost ka pa, pero tinanggal mo yung transport cost.
Kahit papano,
Kahit papano.
Hindi
pero
burden sa mga farmers.
Hindi burden sa mga farmers. Because what's important is to eliminate yung middle costs as much as possible. Ililink mo yung farmers diretso sa mga markets.
Parang farm to gate, yun nga yung sinasabi nila.
Farm to market
Farm
diretso.
to market rather. Kasi nga nangyayari ngayon may mga middlemen pa. Pero ang isa pang concern dito ng United Broiler Raisers Association or UBRA na hindi masyado na-highlight ngayon dito sa EO na to, yung EO 62 na to, ay yung pag-increase din ng tariff o reduce ng tariff hindi lang sa rice but also sa pork, chicken, and corn until 2028 nga. So that's why they're seeking for temporary restraining order until mapag-usapan nga bakit hanggang 2028 and bakit ganito kalaki yung tariff cut, etc.
Para ma-explain lang sa mga viewers kasi at least may experience kasi ako sa food industry and I was part of several big groups. Usually, pagdating po kasi ng mga Burr months, big companies will import chicken.
Yes.
Because mas mura po ang chicken from Brazil, from Argentina, yung mga American countries, mas mura pa kaysa to buy it from here because may mga tariff cuts, may mga import cuts sa taxes. So usually, pag bulto, ini-import pa natin, frozen na kasi. Pagdating dito, frozen na, madali na i-prepare instead of buying from our local producers. Yan ang giging problem natin.
Kaya nga ang importante, ayusin yung local production.
That was part of PBBM's platform.
Sabi niya.
How to develop efficient production, di ba? Kasi sa rice naman, ang problem is yung medyo outdated yung methods of pag-aani natin. Pero if you teach the farmers how to efficiently mag-ani using modern methods, i-increase yung production level mo, bababa yung cost.
Exactly. Tapos dadami yung magpo-produce locally because nakikita nila mas maayos. And other experts would say or observers would say na itong gagawin nila would be just numbers lang for the GDP, yung economic growth, dahil nga sa importation, etc. So maraming usapin dyan. But sige, let's move on na and continue with our countdown for today.
A concerning story ranking at the 6th spot. The Agriculture Department or DA expressed concern over the serious threat of the Q fever to the local agri-industry. The DA has started culling imported goats to prevent the spread of the disease. We are also coordinating with the Health Department in tracing humans who were in contact with infected goats. In a radio interview, DA spokesperson Arnel de Mesa warned that Q fever can be transmitted to other people. The Bureau of Animal Industry has earlier confirmed the first case of the Q fever among goats in the country. Now, there is no confirmed human case of Q fever in the Philippines yet. Oo.
Diba, alam naman tayo, pagka ganyan, nakakapraning na
diba
since
nabasa
the
natin,
pandemic.
it's zoonotic.
Zoonotic.
And technically, it could be cured by antibacterial because it's a bacteria that you can catch daw through dust. Diba? Kasi if the bacteria were
contaminated, kunyari yung feces, yung kinakainan nila.
Nag-poop si goat sa
na merong Q fever.
Na may Q fever sa isang area na dusty, tapos na yung feces na nasa sa dust, lumipad, tapos may taong dumaan, and inhale that, Yun, may possible na
may possibility na ma-infect yung tao.
Pero
Pero dun daw sa area, wala pa naman daw nakakita. But still, di ba, we still need to monitor that.
Diba sabi nila, if you get Q fever, chances are you will not get it again because you develop
you develop an immunity. Pero yun nga, kasi others, siguro depende rin to. Hindi naman tayo doktor, ano? Pero base sa mga nababasa natin.
It's not respiratory in nature.
It will really depend din sa health ng isang tao. Kung may comorbidity ka, mas malaki
Can
yung
be
chances
fatal.
na maging fatal ito o mas tumagal yung sakit mo, 'di ba, regarding this. But yun nga, we're still waiting dun sa mga update nila kasi sabi nila, 'di ba, na medyo handled naman na yung situation na ito. Alright, let's move on. Nako, hindi bida ang saya sa ating top 5. The Jollibee Group has launched an investigation into a possible data leakage of their 32 million customers. The alleged data breach reported by cybersecurity advocacy group Deep Web Connect indicated that customer data obtained from Jollibee's delivery services are up for sale on online forums. In response, the Jollibee Group said they have implemented protocols and enhanced security measures to protect its data against threats. They also ensured that their e-commerce platforms are unaffected and still operational. The Department of Information and Communications Technology said it would only intervene if Jollibee Group requested to do so.
Now, clarify ng National Privacy Commission that 11 million confirmed actual customers. Kaya lang nagiging 32, it's because ang tinamaan po yung repository o yung cloud ng Jollibee na where all transactions are registered. So if a person has multiple transactions, kaya nagiging 32 million.
Na yung naduduplicate.
Yeah.
Kasi let's say for example, kasi this is Jollibee Food Corporation. So this is not just Jollibee.
Mang Inasal, Jollibee,
all of those
Burger
big
King,
chains,
lahat ng
diba?
under them.
So let's say for example, you ordered from Jollibee today and then you also ordered from Chowking and Inasal.
Tapos mag-Jollibee ulit ako bukas.
So parang
nagka-count siya
nagdodoble-doble
sa
siya. Pero in essence, iisa lang yun, ikaw lang naman yun.
Tsaka lininaw ng
Pero still, malaking bilang yun, 11 million users.
Lininaw ng National Privacy Commission that hindi siya yung app or online ang tinamaan but the actual repository or the actual cloud system of Jollibee kung saan nakapasok yung ano. So they're looking into issues or allegation na yung mga inasal chain nila tinamaan daw, baka daw tinamaan ang employees data. Diba?
Yeah.
Pero so far, ang confirmed is yung senior citizens ID, name ng senior citizens, address ng senior citizens.
And other customers din na
They're looking
birthday,
ang kinakatakutan is if may na-record daw na
username.
Aside from that, yung if ever, kunyari, nag-swipe ka ng debit card,
Yun
credit,
ang problema. Kasi
wala
diba,
pa naman info on that, but they're checking that.
Tsaka there's no confirmation yet kung galing itong hacking na to doon sa delivery app. Kasi doon sa delivery app, kino-connect mo yung ano mo doon, debit card mo, yung credit card.
Pero sabi nila there's no information yet daw
No,
na wala.
that's what I
Basta
said.
it's from the cloud, definitely daw from the cloud. Pero hindi pa tapos ang
Exactly.
investigation.
Abangan natin yan dahil maraming hacking incidents ngayon,
Ay,
Jericho.
nako. Ito pa, ano to? Next. Now, Manila Bulletin denies any deliberate attempt to hack government websites. The publication says it has always adhered to the laws of the country. Manila Bulletin adds that it requires its employees to be law-abiding. This came after the NBI arrested a data officer of Manila Bulletin along with 2 others. They allegedly hacked some government websites as instructed by their tech editor. Sino yung tech editor? Di ba may history na siya?
Si Art Samaniego. Oo, meron siya before sa Inquirer.
Sa Inquirer.
2006, if I'm not mistaken, that prompted him to do a public apology. So, ngayon, nagulantang tayo
daw,
na
test?
over Friday.
Tinetest lang daw niya.
Oo, parang sinasabi, allegedly,
Allegedly.
sinasabi nitong mga nahuli na hackers, na isa sa mga hackers na nahuli ay taga Manila Bulletin, na merong order from Art Samaniego. Art Samaniego, which is their head, IT head dun sa Manila Bulletin, na sige nga, i-hack mo tong certain company na to, Diba? Tingnan natin
Security
kung
test.
vulnerable ito.
Vulnerability test.
Ayun.
Yun. Vulnerability
So,
test.
syempre, on the other side of the fence, sa side ni Art Samaniego, syempre, dinideny niya ito at sinasabi niya there were inconsistencies dun sa mga statements nitong mga nahuli na hackers. Evidently, sinasabi niya yung sa AFP, the hacker said he was asked by, or he was told by Art Samaniego to hack AFP's
For content.
website. Pero hindi naman daw masusulat ito ni Art Samaniego because meron ng AFP beat reporter doon sa side na yon. So, sabi niya, yun yung nakikita niya isa sa mga inconsistencies daw. But then again,
Ano si Art Samaniego, IT editor?
sa Manila Bulletin.
Manila
Tapos,
Bulletin.
nai-interview din natin siya dito sa mga different programs here in One News and One PH. Sa Totoo Lang, sa The Big Story, sa Story Ko. Nai-interview siya kasi nga IT expert siya. And di ba, there were times, maraming oras, maraming beses na nai-interview siya dahil maraming beses na nagkakaroon ng mga hacking incidents sa different companies and government organization. So, medyo malalim itong accusation sa kanya. Pero tingnan natin kung paano niya malulusutan ito or kung paano niya mapapatunayan na he's really not involved. Kasi there were several screenshots ngayon ng kumakalat online na supposedly siya. Yung authenticity no, hindi natin alam, 'di ba? Na siya yung nag-uutos doon sa mga IT experts na, i-hack mo to, ganyan. But bago tayo mag-move forward, kasi meron naman talaga, diba, nag-uusapan natin ever since pa, yung mga vulnerability test, white hackers.
But that's commissioned by
Oo,
that's commissioned by the owners.
Yes, may paalam, 'di ba? Tingnan mo kung gaano ka vulnerable tong sistema natin. Pag na-hack mo to, kailangan itong area na to pagbutihin natin, mas ayusin natin. But itong ginagawa, supposedly, nitong mga hackers na to, under Art Samaniego, ay hindi yun authorized, 'di ba? Walang authorization ng mga companies or government organizations. Alright, dito na tayo. Sunod na tayo sa susunod pa nating countdown. Ranking third is, of course, your favorite, Arnie Teves.
Hindi ko na favorite yan. Finding Kibulo yung favorite ko.
Okay. The expelled lawmaker was released from house arrest in Timor-Leste last week. But the Justice Department, or DOJ, said his movements are still restricted. Now, DOJ explained that Teves is not yet allowed to fly out of Timor-Leste until a final ruling on his extradition has been reached. The Timor-Leste court is expected to come up with their decision on Teves' case next week. Teves has been detained in our neighbor country since March due to an Interpol red notice. He is also tagged as the mastermind behind the killing of Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo.
Daming stories.
Yes.
But,
siksik tayo ngayon, no?
kahit Monday, don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo.
May live guest tayo. Abangan nyo kung sino. Wow, ang aga ng brunch break natin
Hindi
ngayon
po Friday
on a
ngayon,
Monday morning.
Hindi
Good
pa Friday.
morning! You're still
Oo.
watching Brunch here on One News. Yes, that's right. Hindi pa Friday.
Kala ko hindi mo ako pinapansin.
Hindi.
Reklamo na ako dito eh. Oh, but before we proceed to our countdown, we have a special guest.
Oo, tulad ng aking nga sinabi kanina bago tayo nag-gap. Live here in the studio is of course no other than Ira Patricia, isa po sa co-host ni Willie Revillame sa Will to Win. Good morning, Ira.
Good morning po sa inyo.
Oy, thank you for joining us today. You're so pretty.
Thank you so
Pretty
much.
in pink.
Pretty in
Oo,
medyo
turn na pa
pink na
tayo.
medyo nag-red.
Pink ba yan? Di ba pink yan?
Pink yan.
Medyo
Okay.
pinkish na nag-red.
Fuchsia.
Oo,
Oo,
pink.
fuchsia
Pink na lang,
red.
hindi ko ma-spell.
Pink.
Oo, wag na lang.
Oh, let's move on, let's move on.
Oo, kasi nga nakikita ko, ni-stalk ko yung Instagram niya. Tapos binasa ko rin yung mga things about her.
Yeah.
And she was dubbed, or she is dubbed as pretty girl. Anong
Pretty girly.
origin nito? Oo. Pretty girly, sorry.
Yes. Kasi during the audition, lagi na nasasabi na very pretty, parang Barbie. So, they were, sabi nila, parang manika daw. So, hindi ko din alam ba't ako damit. Hindi ako yung sarili ko, totoo, manika ako.
naman? Totoo?
So, yun. And happy ako na maging part din ng show na to. Kasi, isa din to sa parang assurance ko for myself na, okay, may gift pala ako na sa speaking and also sa pag-i-engage sa mga tao para makatulong. And yun, also, I'm also a beauty queen din po. So, talagang innate na sa akin na tumulong and mag-share talaga kung ano yung mga nasa puso ko.
Oo, kasi Jego, kung beauty queen ka usually, di ba may mga advocacy
Yes,
ang mga
that's right.
Anong advocacy mo?
So, for my advocacy po, meron po akong Luntiang Punla. So, I'm also the ambassadress of the Department of Agriculture's Bureau of Plant Industry.
Aba,
So,
plantita.
Ang plantita.
Plant girl.
Plant girl.
Tita. Hindi pa siya tita. Pero Jego, go ahead.
I would like to ask, no, of course, ano yung journey mo to becoming a host sa show na to? Siyempre, may pinagdaanan kang process or prior to that, talagang from the start, gusto mo maging host or talagang nasa pageants ka?
Yes. So, nung bata pa talaga ako, as in, super fan na ako ni Kuya Will. And even yung lola ko, super fan talaga siya ni Kuya Will. And nung parang may nag-message sa akin na, okay, may audition daw, may final audition for the host kay Kuya Will. So sabi ko, itry ko. Pero kinakabahan ako kasi sabi ko, capable ba ako? Kaya ko ba to? But ang super happy lang ako kasi during the audition, sinabi lang nila sa akin is, basta maging ikaw ka lang. And
Be yourself.
yes, and I got in. So, I'm really happy na maging part nitong Will to Win.
Pero after nasabi sa'yo na magiging part ka nga ng Will to Win, one of the co-hosts of Kuya Willie Revillame, nag-sink in na ba sa'yo? Kumusta ka, di ba? How did you accept the offer, and after that, what happened?
After nun is, actually kahapon, kagabi in-announce nila na officially na ano talaga ako ni Kuya Will. Actually, hindi talaga ako
Hapon
makatulog.
lang.
Hindi
Fresh
talaga
na
ako
fresh.
makatulog. Kasi, syempre, it is sobrang great na opportunity nito. Especially na I'm just 25 years old. And last month, kakapanalo ko lang as Miss Philippines Earth Ecotourism. So, parang big shift siya from being a beauty queen to a co-host. So, great privilege and a challenge for me. But I'm really very excited kung ano yung magiging journey ko dito. And malapit na.
Oo nga.
Yan, tambit na lang yan.
May tanong ka pa,
No,
Jego?
go ahead.
O, hindi, kasi syempre, nabanggit mo nga, beauty queen ka before all of this. Miss Ecotourism pa, talagang titlera siya, di ba? So, paano nakatulong yung pagsali mo nga sa mga beauty pageants, sa mga bagong ventures mo sa buhay? Like this, di ba? Ang pagiging isa sa co-host si Kuya Will.
Kasi for beauty pageants, kasi parang you're showcasing yourself. Pinapakita mo lang kung sino ka. So for being a co-host, kasi parang siguro ibababa mo lang yung boundaries mo na, okay, na parang kailangan nakikita na tao na, okay, approachable ka.
Yun.
And yun kasi yung napakalaga, dapat makamasa ka. And I'm really also happy kasi I'm also doing podcast. So I
okay.
also have a podcast on Spotify. So I really love parang like talking about stories, yung mga kwento ng buhay ng ibang tao. Gusto ko yung nagpapaiyak. And ngayon, nandito na ako sa TV, may mukha na ako, hindi na lang boses ko. So,
No, we're very, very excited and we are looking forward to all the things you're going to do bilang co-host nga ni Kuya Will Revilla. May sa Will to Win. But of course, you're going to showcase of your personality. Sinabi mo nga yung pagiging ikaw. At ano yung, kumbaga, magiging advice mo sa iba pang mga, kumbaga, marami kasing nag-idolize sa'yo, eh. Marami kang fans, 'di ba, sa social media. Ano yung advice mo sa kanila?
siguro for me is, huwag kang tumigil. Kasi dumating ako sa point na marami talagang nagda-doubt sa akin na hindi ko kaya, na okay, ganito ka lang, diyan ka lang sa province mo. But during that time, nag-take talaga ako ng risk. And yung risk na to, nandito na ako ngayon.
Oh,
so, do not stop.
Oh,
Do not-
totoo.
Oh,
Do not
invite-
let anybody tell you you're done, 'di ba?
Tsaka hindi lang siya si Pretty Girl, may laman na. Kasi may podcast, tsaka gusto daw niya magpaiyak.
Exactly.
Why
Abangan
don't
ka
you
namin.
invite everyone to watch Will to Win? Go ahead.
Yes, malapit na po Will to Win. Ang makakasama natin dyan si Kuya Will at syempre ang inyong unstoppable pretty girly from Batangas, Ira Patricia. Malapit na po. Please supportahan niyo po at makikita niyo kung paano ba magkaroon ng Will to Win.
Excited,
Ayos.
excited na talaga kami. And of course, yung fans, yung mga pinag-combine na fans si Kuya Will and yung mga fans ninyo, 'di ba? Talaga dun sa inyong mga papremyo. So, we're very excited and we're looking forward for all the things that you're going to do. But for now, thank you so much for gracing our show. It's an honor. It's our pleasure to have you here. That's Ira Patricia.
Ira Patricia.
Patricia, rather. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much po.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. Sorry, tawa ko.
Welcome
Welcome
back!
back!
You're
You're
still
still watching Brunch here on One News.
Pasensya na kasi masaya lang naman kami dito lagi sa
Oo.
set.
Ganda-ganda kasi nung ano natin, yung bisita na. Ganda, di ba?
Ha?
Ang ganda. Bakit quiet ka? Maganda!
Ano na ako bias na ako
Bakit?
Isa lang maganda
Di
sa mata ko
Pwede ka naman, you're allowed to look at other people
Alam mo,
and
ikaw lang.
appreciate their beauty. Parang ako, di ba? Ang ganda kaya niya, ang sexy pa. Mukha talaga siyang Barbie doll.
Nag-iisip tuloy ako.
Bakit?
Lalaki ka ba?
Bakit din? Na-appreciate ko lang yung beauty niya. Abangan nila yan. Will to
Yes,
win.
malapit na. And madami pa tayong guest.
Oo. Batiin ko lang to si Juan Miguel Ebron.
Si Migs. Hello,
si Hener
Migs.
Di Marana. Lagi daw siya nanonood sa atin. Si Armando Valimento. Si Denz Olivares. At saka si Sam Pokemon Go. At si Gary Field. Tapos itong si Gina Villa or si Anig Villa, sabi niya, I used to work with AC.
AC is my dad.
Oh, NYC and DZRJ. AC used to bring along little boy Jego roaming around the office in Santa Mesa. Do you remember?
No. Ano yan? 80s.
Oh, well, thank you
Ako,
po
thank
for
you.
tuning
Thank you
in.
for remembering and thank you for watching us now. Oh.
Of course.
Ganda na. Madami pa tayong pag-uusapan. May dalawa pa tayo. So let's move on. Coming in at our top two, the Nationalist People's Coalition dropped suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Guo. NPC Chairman Tito Soto says the party will not tolerate any unlawful acts. Recall that Guo has been suspended over her alleged links to illegal pogo operations. She won as independent during the 2022 polls and later joined the NPC.
Oh, yan ay para sa request. Ang request kasi yung governor ng Tarlac, si Susan Yap.
Yeah.
Ni-request niya ngayon.
Siya yung head ata ng regional
Oo.
ano nila doon.
Tapos si
Party.
Senator Tito Soto, which is the head of the party,
Yeah.
approve nga the request.
Oo.
Okay. Sige. Let's continue. Kasi marami tayong pag-uusapan eh. Ito
Move
yung
on.
ating top 1 for today. Our top story for today is the rising tension in the West Philippine Sea, despite the growing aggression of China against our troops in the West Philippine Sea. President Bongbong Marcos firmly stated that we will not resort to force or intimidation in protecting our sovereignty. Here's a report.
President Bongbong Marcos flew to Puerto Princesa, Palawan to personally awarded the Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kamagi to the 79 soldiers in the resupplying mission in Ayungin Shoal last week. Meanwhile, Seaman First Class Underwater Operator Jeffrey Facundo received the Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kampilan. He was the one who got his finger cut off during the aggressive confrontation with the China Coast Guard. In his speech at the AFP Western Command, President Bongbong Marcos told the soldier to continue defending our rights in the West Philippine Sea. He also reiterated that we are not bowing down to any forces.
Kailanman ay hindi tayo magpapasupil at magpapaapi kahit na kanino man.
Recall that the China Coast Guard threatened our soldiers with bladed weapon, threw tear gas, used sirens and blinding strobe lights, punctured our rubber boats, and collided against our vessels inside our exclusive economic zone. Despite all of this, Marcos said that the Philippines will not resort to the use of force or intimidation. He added that our country is a responsible state and we will fight for our rights in accordance with the international law. The president reiterated that we are not instigating wars because the goal is to provide a peaceful and prosperous life for every Filipino. The U.S. condemned China's actions and called it irresponsible, aggressive, and dangerous. They also reaffirmed their ironclad alliance with the Philippines. China earlier criticized the involvement of the U.S. in the territorial issue and called the Philippines a pawn of the Western state. PBBM asserted that we are not choosing sides between the U.S. and China.
Now to tell us more about this, we have former Defense Secretary Ori Mercado.
Good morning, Ka Orly. Thank you for
Thanks for
joining
joining
us.
us
To both of
again.
you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Ka Orly Sec Orly would like to ask, no, although the
Orly
government...
lang.
Yes. We'd like to ask kasi the government has always said that hindi tayo magpapaapi. But yung mga recent reactions ni PBBM and of course si Executive Secretary Bersamin are saying na baka ito accident lang, hindi sinasadya, and PBBM said we will not use force or intimidation in defending our what is ours. So what is your reaction on this messaging?
Katulad lang ang nababanggitan natin madalas, dapat naiintindihan natin na ang ginagamit sa atin na warfare ay yung tinatawag na gray zone warfare o kaya yung hybrid na hindi kinetic war, hindi yung barila ng ginagawa, kung hindi, iba-ibang level yan eh.
Yeah.
Doon sa hybrid, merong component yan na politika, merong component yan na psychological warfare, and ang ginagawa dyan ay nira-ratchet up o itinataas unti-unti yung level.
Yes.
Noong una, tubig ang ginagamit sa atin, laser. Ngayon, nakikita na natin may dala-dala ng
Bolo.
axe. Bolo at saka axe. At yun ang angry, galit na. Yung bang talagang ang objective niyan sa akin, sa tingin ko,
Yes.
talagang kuyugin yung BRP Sierra Madre dahil naging simbolo yun ng ating determinasyon na hindi sila papayagan sa ating exclusive economic zone.
That's right.
At yun ay outpost natin. At nakatalaga ang Marines natin dyan. Pero pag nira-ratchet up yan,
Yeah.
hindi naman tayo pwedeng palaging aatras. Dahil ang problema natin sa BRP Sierra Madre
Yes.
is that it's rusting already. It's full of holes. It's a very difficult place to live in pa. Kawawa naman itong mga Marines natin na hindi natin Now is the time to really show our determination by precisely rebuilding it up. At talagang at this point, tama, suportahan natin ang ating Pangulo sa kanyang posisyon. Talagang hindi tayo pwedeng bumigay dyan eh. Dahil pag bumigay tayo, yan ang umpisa niyan eh. Nakita natin nangyari sa Scarborough.
Yeah.
We were outflanked, outmaneuvered, but we still can proposition ourselves there by shoring up our presence through our fisher folk. In the similar way na ang China, ang ginagamit nila yung militia.
Yes.
Yung militia, alam natin yan hindi regular forces yan.
Yes, that's
Kung
right.
hindi, yan fighters by day, fisher folk at night. Yung bang gano'n ang style, yan ang nasa kasulatan ni Mao Zedong yan yung
Yes,
guerrilla
sir.
war, people's war na tinatawag. Kaya dito sa psychological, tama yung you should show our strength by tit for tat. Gusto mo kaya tayo, nakikita naman natin, binanggit na yung Lapu-Lapu, Order of Lapu-Lapu. Si Lapu-Lapu ang nilabanan niya. Si Ferdinand Magellan, superior ang conquistadores
Yes, oo.
sa kanila. Sila may mga baril, sila may mga vapor. Pero pinakita natin.
We did
Doon
not
nga
back
nagsimula
down.
yung Kali. Naalala niyo yung Arnis is
Yes.
actually
Oo.
Kali, which is kaya naging Arnis yan kasi pinagbawal ng mga Kastila noong araw na yung bolo fighting technique na Kali ay tinutuloy ng mga Pilipino. So ang mga
Right.
Pilipino ginawa, ratan ng hawak. Pero ang movement niyan, bolo fighting yan sword fighting. Kaya napaka-importante na isipin natin, we have in our blood flowing, the blood of people who fought bigger forces and stronger forces and won.
Yes. But how should we accept or how should we look into this recommendation po, no? One of the recommendations ng PH Maritime Council ay i-announce po yung resupply mission ng AFP or ng PCG, resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre. Others would say, is this also parang nagpapaalam lang tayo,
Oo.
which is, ito yung gusto ng China. What do you make of that?
Psychologically, naiisa na tayo. In the sense that ang narrative ng China tungkol sa atin, ginagamit lang tayo ng mga Amerikano dahil may away tayo. Pero nagkataon ngayon, maliwanag naman yung national interest ng Estados Unidos at national interest ng Pilipinas, akmang-akma. kaya ang alliance is alive. And that's true with Japan, and that's true with Australia, and the rest of the allies. But the point there is that if we are, I'm not privy to information. Alam mo yung mga leader natin, nag-uusap yan, they have with them intelligence information, they have information that I do not have. I'm out of government.
Right.
Ayoko magsalita na parang tinuturuan ko yung mga tao na wala naman akong, hindi ko hawak ang impormasyon. And I'm an outsider. So, pero from my point of view, tigil na natin yung pagpapaalam. Itigil natin yung kailangan magpakita tayo ng pangil. Pinapakita na nga tayo
Ng bolo
ng bolo at saka axe. Kung ganon, tayo alam mo,
But do you agree this is accident or misunderstanding?
Sabi
What happened?
Executive Secretary, accident daw
last June 17?
Well, kanya-kanyang opinion. Kaya nire-respeto ko yung position ng Executive Secretary. He has more information than I have, etc. Pero sa akin, from my point of view, no more good guy. Stop being because ang mangyayari niyan, they control the narrative. Yung atin hindi naman galit, hindi naman tayo nagsimula nito eh.
Yes.
Sila ang nagano eh. Bakit meron tayong BRP Sierra Madre? Because of mischief reef. In 1995 nagsimula sila rin. Nung una sinasabi nila, silungan lang ng kanilang mga fisher folk. Okay lang tayo. Tapos kamukat-mukat, nagulat tayo, nakita natin konkreto. May mga radar, may military installations. Hindi, naisahan na tayo rin. Tapos ngayon, tayo pa magpapaalam.
Right.
Sobra naman yun. Sabi ko, tayo kasi, kung mag-isip tayo, pagpasensya, nasa kultura natin, pagpasensya, pagdamutan ninyo itong aming naihandog sa inyo, etc. Maliit lang kami, we're a small country, etc. Yes, we're David if we are small. But Goliath did not win over David.
Daming pag-uusapan
Yeah,
talaga.
we have so much questions but unfortunately we don't have much time. But for the meantime, maraming salamat po. I'm sure pwede maimbitahan po ulit namin kayo sa susunod and sana po you're free. But for the meantime, thank you so much for joining us today, former Defense Secretary Ori Mercado. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Always magaganda ang insight ni Sec Orly. It's nice talking with him. Bitin lang tayo, but we have more time naman this week. I'm sure this issue will not die down.
Of course, marami tayong gustong liwanagin dyan. Yung sinasabi ng China na may nakita daw sila mga construction materials, hindi lang mga resupply missions sa BRP Sierra Madre. We need to clarify that also. Diba? And of course, paano ba natin pagagandahin yung BRP Sierra Madre if pagkain pa lang hindi pa tayo makalusot, 'di ba? Sa mata ng mga
Padala
China.
na lang ng daw natin si Magellan. Anyway, thank you sa lahat ng viewers natin for joining us today. And I'd like to leave everyone with a quote, especially mga ating Marines, yung mga sundalo, and all those who are demoralized by these latest issues with the West Philippine Sea. And here's the quote: "You've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to bed with satisfaction." A quote from George Lorimer.
Diba? Today, I'm going to slay.
Today, I am handsome. Tomorrow, I'm still handsome. Sample lang naman yun.
Alright, ikaw na.
And that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunsad Castro. And he is Angelong Castro III. We are One News. All sides, all the time. See you tomorrow.